Okay, for the next tutorial I'm going to demonstrate what blocks you need to apply to control the number one screen. We've already shown you how to do the design layout for the start screen and the blocks for the start screen. We've also demonstrated how to lay out the number one screen, which hopefully you've applied that to all the other number screens. So we're going to work on the blocks. How do we get the number one screen to work? So the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to have the user draw a line on the canvas. So if we click on the canvas blocks and we go to the control options for the canvas, so they're the orange or brownie coloured blocks. We're going to drag out when canvas 1 is dragged, and then we're going to go to the canvas 1 again, and we're going to go down to the bottom and we're looking for canvas 1 draw line. We're going to add that into the blocks there. Now we're going to populate each one of these with the prev x, prev y, current x, current y. So these all, so if you get prev x, so that returns the value of these variables. If you hold your mouse over these, it tells you what it does. So x1 draws a line between the given coordinates on the canvas for all these points. So the first one is prev x. So we go to prev x, get prev x for x1, get prev y for y1, and then x2 is get current x for x2 and get current y for y2. Okay, so that will draw a line on the canvas. We then need to go through to the that's the canvas sorted. We then need to do the 3 buttons. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do is the play sound button. Okay, so when the play sound button is clicked, we're going to drag out a control option for that one. What do we want that to do? When the play sound button is clicked, we want the player 1 to start. So call player 1 start. So that's the play sound button done. We're then going to go to the middle button, which is the clear canvas button. Okay, so we need to make sure we go to the clear canvas button, and when the clear canvas button is clicked, what do we want it to do? We want it to clear the canvas. So we go to the canvas options and call canvas clear for a procedure, and that's that button done. And then the next button, when the next button is clicked, what do we want it to do? Okay, we want it to open another screen. This is the same as we've done for the number one, so the screen 1. Next button, put in the text, and then add the next screen, so that's number 2. Okay, so they're the basic options. Now what you could also do is if you go to the screen control, okay, and look at when number 1 initialized. This is the number 1 screen. When the number 1 screen opens, we could also, as an additional learning component, have the player 1 start. When as soon as you go to the screen, it says number 1 and just teaches the child a bit more. So that's an optional block you can put in. With all the blocks finished, you can now connect AI Companion and test it on your device. Those blocks can now easily be replicated in the other screens, the other number screens, because the blocks are going to be exactly the same. It's just the names we need to change for the components. So we drag these. I'm not going to bother with the initialize block, but the basic blocks are the canvas block, play sound button block, the clear canvas button block, and the next button block. They are now all in the backpack. We can then swap screens, go to the number 2 screen, go to our backpack, and drag out the blocks we need for this screen. You'll notice that as I'm dragging these out, okay, these little red circles with white crosses appear on the screen, which means there's a fault, there's something wrong with it. And the thing that's wrong with it is that the names are wrong. These aren't the components that are associated with this screen. So what we just need to do is choose the correct components, and those crosses will disappear. So that is play sound button 2, that one is player 2, that's next button 2, and change, don't forget to change that to number 3. That is clear canvas button 2 and canvas 2. So all the red circles with white crosses in have gone, there's no warnings in there. We can then, that screen is now ready to test, so again we can go to Connect AI Companion, test it in your device.